Aiden O'Connell in the fourth last year.
Stop.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna be the next coming, but again, like
Where did he play again?
He played really good for what he was.
Where did he play again?
Purdue.
At Purdue. He was a Boilermaker.
Yep, Boilermaker. But you got to respect the hustle because I mean he's a walk on.
I expect the man to grind.
Worked his way up from the 8th on the roster to number 1.
I respect the
man. So and what he did last year, being thrown in the fire, I can't do nothing but respect it. Now, if he happens to win competition in camp, or we don't draft a quarterback in the first round or whatever, and we're gonna roll with
grab Minshew.
Yeah, we got Minshew, but it's not. We didn't grab Minshew to be the starter.
No.
AP has said it's Aiden's job until he loses that job. He's got to be. He said he earned the right
to lose the job
to keep his job until somebody takes it.
Yeah, I like Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, I love that fucking hire. I love that hire.
I don't want to get in that neither because I'm still mad about Spalaccia.
Bisaccia.
Him too.
The name butcher strikes again.
But I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, I'm mad about that. But what are you gonna do? We wasted 2 years with Josh McDonald's.
I know. This hamburger looking motherfucker.
Hamburger ass. Nah,
What did they expect when he was boo-boo cheeks in fucking Denver? So
these are all questions I've asked myself since it happened.
So he had one good playoff run with the kneeling virgin, Tim Tebow. And still
Rich Bisaccia deserved to keep that job.
Yes, Rich Bisaccia did.
But I'm glad AP has it.
No, I'm glad
because the team responded to Bisaccia. He got us in the playoffs for the first time.
All that bullshit they were going through. All that bullshit they were going through.
Should have kept him. Yeah. But the way this team actually responded to Antonio Pierce, the way that defense dominated from the second he took over. We were the best defense in the league from the time he took over to the end of the season. Number 1. We ended the season total like 10th.
You're looking at
But compared to, we were like halfway through the season, we were like 26.
You're looking at a coach that played middle linebacker in the pro. So
a green dot middle linebacker with 2 Super Bowl rings. And beat the Patriots both times.
That's right. He was with the Giants both times. So you're looking at a guy who was a monster on the gridiron.
Monster, also undrafted.
Yeah.
Had to work his way to get his spot in Washington, and then got paid and went to New York.
Then he went out and coached the high school I went to, Long Beach Poly High School.
Then he went on to coach with Herm Edwards at Arizona State and Marvin Lewis.
Then he went somewhere else with that. Where was he at?
He went to the Raiders after that.
Oh, so he was in Arizona State.
He was our linebackers coach.
Okay.
And that's when McDaniels got fired. I mean,
they should have fired his pepperoni pizza eating ass, man. The dude was garbage, bro.
I agree.
He did Derek Carr dirty, bro.
Super dirty.
Like that. That's one quarterback. Like,
they didn't do that to Carr. I can almost guarantee you we probably would have made the playoffs this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, like that's how stupid this dude was. Like, bro, you have a good quarterback. You have a Pro Bowler quarterback. You have a future Hall of Fame quarterback.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I mean, again, if he has a breakout year with New Orleans and they like go to a Super Bowl, he wins a couple of playoff games. He's played in one playoff game and lost.
Oh,
now we came within one throw of beating the Bengals, and it was just it just didn't happen.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like he hasn't. It's not his fault. He you know what I'm saying? He had bad coaches and bad defenses pretty much his whole time.
It was good. I like
what I'm saying? Like even when he was with Gruden and he starts passing for 4,000 yards a year, the defense was boo-boo garbage. And we couldn't, what I'm saying? No matter how much Derek Carr is great in a 2-minute drill. He's great in the fourth quarter. He's clutch as fuck. But when you score and the other team has a minute left and they go down, boom. The defense couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed.
13 seconds left.
I'm saying.
How the fuck you got the best defense in football and you can't stop a motherfucker with 13 seconds? and then you cry to the NFL so bad like a little bitch, and I got a new one. So, you're right. Mortar is not soft. What are the things you blow in the wind? Dandelions?
Dandelions.
Dandelion, baby. That's his name. Anyway. But what I'm saying is, so when you have a defense that's the number one defense overall, and there's 13 seconds on the clock, all you gotta do is play what you've been number one for all fucking year.
Yeah, you're lying.
Why the fuck do you not play the fucking sidelines? You give them the middle. I'm going to give you the middle. I'm going to force you to use your timeouts. You're not getting out of bounds. Dude, they gave them, if you watch that, the 2 passes were fucking down and outs. What the fuck are you doing? Did you forget how to play defense for 13 seconds? Because obviously you did. Now, they go down, tie the game, end up winning. Buffalo cries like little bitches because they forgot how to play defense for 13 seconds.
And they changed rules.
They changed rules.
That was the stupidest thing.
60 minutes.
Like, dude, at some point the game's got to end. Yeah, that could have went on. But it's like at some point the last person scores. And that's that.
The end of the,
you know what I mean? But, they changed kickoff rules this year to the XFL type kickoff. I'm actually curious to see because there's some. When's the last time? Maybe once a year you might see a kickoff return for a touchdown. Maybe once or twice a year you might see a punt return for a touchdown. The rules and the fucking the schemes for the opposing side are just once they move that kickoff rule before nobody's running kickoffs for a touchdown without some miraculous fuck up on the other side. With this, it's going to be a different story. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a different story. We're going to see some returns this year. I miss when we had dominant returners, the Tony Horns of the world.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean?
I miss him too. I was a Ram returner.
What was Cat's name?
Hakeem Azir.
Well, yeah, him too. But no, for the has more kick return touchdowns or punt return
for the Bears.
Bears, yeah. What was his name? God, it's right on the tip of my tongue. He was a Raider for a minute too.
Devin Hester.
Devin Hester. That man was
winning the Super Bowl.
The kickoff of the Super Bowl, the opening kickoff.
And then what's his name? Desmond Howard returned that punt return in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And then we paid. Al Davis gave him a ridiculous amount of money. He never did it for us.
No. But see, that's the crazy thing. Like, that's the thing with sports. Like, you don't want to believe, like, when people say, oh, it's rigged. No, it's not rigged. But then you sit back and say, damn, these motherfuckers ran and cried so much, and since they lost, you changed the rules. What? Did you want them to win? Because, let's just be honest, bro. I fucking don't like Kansas City. I'm a Rams fan. I only want to see the Rams win. But as much as Kermit the Frog looks funny, walks funny, is zesty and fruity, his game?
I hate him.
His game, though.
I hate him, but his game is.
It's like Mike. Once again, I gotta equate him to the Michael Jordan category.
I mean, come on, man. They brought Kansas City 2 Super Bowls, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he got 3, don't he?
Is it? Oh yeah, they just went back to back.
That's
right. I'm tripping. Yeah, 3.
But he's been to like 4.
Yeah, they lost
to Brady.
Yeah, they lost to Brady. Then the Buccaneers. So
yeah,
they've been in the AFC Championship every year. He's been
the only time they didn't go to the Super Bowl is when the Rams beat the Bengals.
Yeah, but he's been in the AFC Championship every year. He's been the quarterback.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't take that from him. And Andy Reid, everywhere he goes, his team is always in. The Eagles were constantly in the NFC Championship, like 7 straight. And went to 1 Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But and then he gets to Kansas City and shit, dude, they were getting to the playoffs and getting close to the Super Bowl every year with Alex Smith. And
you got to remember something though, and they let Andy go after he went to a 7 straight.
Well, yeah, they just
so imagine he stays in Philly.
Andy Reid is one of the best coaches to ever.
Like I said, imagine if he stays in Philly. Nobody had Patrick Mahomes on the radar. He did. Now, imagine, hypothetical scenario. Imagine Andy Reid stays in Philly. Because back then, Philly was garbage. He might draft Patrick Mahomes in Philly. Imagine Patrick Mahomes in Philly. Because like I said, they went to 7 straight NFC championships. It wasn't like he wasn't winning with the team he had.
No, I got you. But I mean,
Donovan McNabb would have been gone. So they would have been looking for a quarterback.
this is true.
And you see what I'm
Well,
saying?
no, because I mean, Donovan McNabb. You got to remember, Donovan McNabb did go before Andy Reid went because he had Michael Vick, and then they drafted
The dude who
what was his name? White cat.
Nick Foles.
No, not. I mean, they did, but no, not Nick Foles. It was a dude before him. He was like, I want to say he went to University of Houston. Anyway, he was good, and he was behind Michael Vick, and so I mean, they always had quarterbacks. You know what I mean? And they had Shady McCoy at that point and all that. You know, they.
Wait, was it Michael McMahon?
No, it wasn't Michael McMahon. God, it'll come to me. It's just
I know
just
you're
not
talking
there.
about now.
I'm just getting old.
I see his face. And I think Michael McMahon played for Detroit anyway. He was like throwback too. He could scramble, he could run, he could but nah, I'm curious to see, honestly, and it's just because I'm a homer, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a homer. I'm really curious to see what Atlanta's gonna do with Raheem Morris.
I mean, yeah, I'm curious. We'll see. I mean, they spent all that money on Kirk Cousins coming off of an Achilles. When they're in position to draft a quarterback, I don't know. I mean, you know, they got a good young team.
That
They
was
just said all they're
somebody-
missing is the QB. But I mean, again, they probably will draft a quarterback. They just won't do it in the first round. I don't think.
What the fuck has Kirk Cousins done? I ain't knocking nobody.
He always puts up good numbers.
Oh, okay.
That's not even a question. You know what I mean? The Vikings are almost all good every year. You know what I'm saying? They're good almost every year. He just went down this year.
Oh, did he?
That's right. He had the Achilles.
Hence the
Yeah.
Achilles.
But he was good in Washington. Remember, Washington had him on a franchise tag like 3 years in a row, and he got like $70 million out of them, and then went over to the Vikings and got like an $80-some million guaranteed fully, and then got another 100 and something guaranteed from them. Now he's got 100 and something guaranteed from the Falcons. Kirk Cousins is
Just
a
made
paid man.
generation wealth.
Oh, he's a very, very rich man. Very rich man.
I don't agree with nothing his daddy got to say.
Well, whatever, it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. It, like all that. I'm talking about football.
Yeah.
Just straight up. But we'll see what happens with him. He's never really done it in the postseason.
No.
He's a regular season warrior.
But that's what. So here's the thing.
But he gets his team to the postseason.
So that's why I'm confused. Where is I'm confused. If I'm gonna pay a guy, I want to pay a guy who wins when it counts, and that's the playoffs. So if Kirk Cousins and some of these guys who are getting all these contracts don't do shit in the playoffs, I mean, actually, at the end of the day, let me not talk another man's back. Get your money how you get your money. Hey, even though you a garbage bag quarterback, Kirk Cousins, in my eyes, because you ain't never done nothing. I've never seen you at a parade unless you were standing on the sidelines with a camera, taking a selfie with somebody.
Well, if you really think about it, his career, while he's been a quarterback, he's been pretty much the same thing Matt Stafford has, except he went to he went to the Rams.
Hey now,
I'm just saying. So who's to say Kirk Cousins doesn't go over there and do the same thing? I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying it's the NFL.
What do he have in Minnesota? He had receivers, he had a tight end, he had a running game, he had a defense.
And he has the same thing in Atlanta right now. Atlanta has a good defense. They have tight end. They have a good tight end. They have good receivers. They have a sick young running back they drafted last year.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson. That motherfucker is bad. That is a bad dude.
He is.
That's Saquon Barkley 2.0. He's bad. And what's his name? Drake London, the receiver. Bad boy.
Yeah, Drake London's nice.
Pitts, the tight end.
Nice.
You know what I mean? He got weapons over there. They got an offensive line.
I know. I wasn't saying nothing bad. So
Now you got to keep Kirk clean. My bad. You got to keep Kirk clean.
Like a Sunday suit on a preacher.
Because he's just at that age, man. Things are going to start to break down.
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Well, you